Hey, Brian Steer, Blue Homes Real Estate. Just wanted to jump on quickly this morning and talk a little bit about home sale contingencies for sellers. I have a closing today with a seller with a home sale contingency. It's a very common occurrence in real estate, but most home sellers are not really well versed on what it is and how you can pull it off. Most home sellers seem to think that they need to go out and try to find a house to buy first, try to get that house under contract, and then turn around and put their house up for sale, and they're always concerned that they could lose their house. So I just wanted to quickly jump on and kind of go over how we do it and what it really is. So if you had a home to sell before you could purchase your next home, let's say you were outgrowing your current home and you wanted to go from a 2-bedroom to a 4-bedroom, but you need to sell the current home in order to get to the next home, right? You would be what's called home sale contingent. And the way that works is when we sign your listing, we sign it as that the sale of this property is contingent upon the seller finding suitable replacement housing. And then any contract that comes in from a buyer, we would have this contingency, whereas you would have a certain amount of time to find a property to replace your current home. And the sale of your current home does not go through until you make settlement on the other property. Now, if you go through the time limit and you don't find a home, there's two choices. You and the buyer can either decide to go ahead and extend that contingency out to give you more time to look, or either party can decide that they don't want to extend, in which case the contract dies, the buyer would receive their deposit monies back, and obviously you as the seller would stay in your house. So at no time are you at any risk in losing that property. However, listing the property first instead of going out and shopping first puts you at a much bigger advantage and a bigger chance to get those properties that you want to buy. So for instance, if you went to a seller and said, hey, I want to make an offer on your property, but I have to sell this property over here. The property's not for sale yet, but I'm going to sell it. Not a very strong offer. However, if you list your home first and even better find a buyer and now you're under contract, we go to another seller and say, hey, we'd love to buy your property. Here's our contract for our property that we have to sell before we can buy yours, but we're through inspections, everything looks good. Now you've become a much stronger buyer. And in this current environment of low inventory, multiple offers, where it's really, really tough to win a lot of times, you're really putting yourself behind the 8 ball if you don't list your property first. So what you want to do, list your property first contingent, get that thing under contract if you can, and then go ahead and start making offers on properties you want to purchase, and that's going to put you in the best position possible to sell your house and then win the bid on the house you'd like to move into. I know it's long, it's a little confusing, but at the end of the day, sellers just know if you need to sell one to buy another, the best thing you can do is list first, and you are never in jeopardy of losing that home. You're never going to end up with no home. If you don't find a home and complete the sale on the new home, you do not lose the current home as long as we're using the home sale contingency addendum and making it clear in that contract that it is contingent fully upon you successfully purchasing another property. All right, so that is seller's home sale contingency. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.